A dimly lit room with soft shadows flickering across textured walls. A lone figure sitting hunched on a chair, eyes reflecting confusion and deep thought. Around them float faint glowing orbs representing fragmented memories, casting subtle reflections on the floor. The room is silent, with a cinematic haze evoking isolation and introspection. Floating abstract shapes swirl around the figure, some glowing, some twisting into strange patterns. Each shape symbolizes a memory or thought, illuminated by soft blue and amber lights. The background is slightly blurred to emphasize the movement and dreamlike atmosphere of the mind. The shadows in the room stretch and bend unnaturally, forming vague silhouettes of fears and anxieties. Flickering lights accentuate the tension, while the figure cautiously reaches toward one of the shadows. The floor reflects these shapes faintly, enhancing the surreal psychological thriller feel. Above the figure, the ceiling opens into an infinite sky of glowing neural networks, electric pulses traveling along synapses. Threads of light descend to connect the figure's head to these networks, representing deep introspection and connectivity of thoughts. The colors are cold blues and electric whites, with cinematic depth and volumetric fog. Mirrors float around the figure, reflecting fragmented images of their face and body. Each mirror captures different emotions: fear, joy, confusion, and doubt. Soft light glows from the mirror's edges, emphasizing the internal struggle of self-perception and identity crisis. Shattered clocks hover around the figure, their hands spinning unpredictably. The scene is dimly lit with golden highlights, casting shadows across the floor. The clocks represent anxiety about time, lost opportunities, and fleeting moments, with cinematic emphasis on tension and drama. A small window in the corner lets in soft light, illuminating floating dust particles in the air. Outside, a quiet city at dusk with neon lights and gentle rain contrasts the inner chaos. This scene symbolizes hope and clarity emerging from confusion, with cinematic reflections on wet surfaces. Tall bookshelves filled with ancient books, scrolls, and flickering digital screens surround the figure. Some books float slightly, symbolizing knowledge in motion. Brainwave patterns appear on screens, glowing softly, representing logic and the processing of information. A thin fog envelops the room, swirling around the figure in abstract shapes. Colors shift subtly from deep purples to muted blues, visually representing confusion, sadness, and suppressed emotions. The atmosphere is dreamlike, immersive, and cinematic, drawing attention to inner emotional states. Ghostly silhouettes of the figure's past selves appear and fade slowly around them. Each silhouette represents personal growth, trauma, or forgotten experiences. Soft light highlights their edges, while the main figure interacts subtly with them, evoking a journey of self-reflection. Translucent thought bubbles hover in the air, each containing abstract imagery: smoke, swirling patterns, broken objects, or glowing fragments. These represent fears, desires, and unresolved thoughts. The bubbles interact with the figure as they reach and manipulate them, making the scene dynamic and visually engaging. The room begins to subtly shift. Walls bend slightly, shadows stretch and compress. Floating fragments integrate into coherent shapes. The figure's posture changes, symbolizing mental clarity and the resolution of internal conflict. Cinematic lighting enhances the dramatic transformation. Small pulses of light travel along floating threads connecting abstract shapes, representing ideas and neural activity. The scene is alive with motion, showing the dynamic nature of consciousness. The figure's gaze follows these pulses, reflecting focus, discovery, and realization. Soft glowing orbs drift closer to the figure, merging with their form in moments of realization. The color palette shifts to warmer amber and gold tones, symbolizing acceptance, understanding, and emotional resonance. The cinematic fog slowly clears, emphasizing clarity emerging from chaos. The final scene shows the figure upright, confident, surrounded by integrated memories, thoughts, and light threads of neural energy. Shadows are defined but no longer threatening. The small window of hope glows brighter, reflecting the balance between internal reflection and external reality. The scene is cinematic, high detail, emotionally powerful, and visually immersive.